What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be performing and teaching you a really cool time travel style card trick that will completely confuse your spectator. But before we get into that, if you are new here to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more card and magic trick videos like this one, AGT reveals and giveaways. And speaking of giveaways, we just hit 14,000 subscribers on the channel, so thank you guys so much for that. And once we hit 15,000, so we're only 1,000 away, I will be announcing another giveaway that will either involve Amazon gift cards or decks of cards. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and stay tuned for that. And now let's get right into this card trick. Okay, so I would start off this trick by giving the deck to my spectator and they could shuffle up the cards, just like so. So at this point, I would have my spectator choose any card they want from the packet. It really doesn't matter. So in this case, let's say they select this card right here, the King of Diamonds. So the whole premise of this trick relies on time travel. And what that entails is I would have my spectator take a mental picture of this moment in time with them holding their selection, the King of Diamonds, in front of an entire face down pack. So once I've done that, I would have my spectator put their card somewhere into the middle of the packet here, just like that, and I can give the cards some cuts, get the deck completely mixed up. I'll give the deck a riffle shuffle, and let's say give the cards some overhand shuffles just like this. So at this point, I'm going to be doing what is called the sloppy shuffle. This is a shuffle that is commonly used in Las Vegas, and some of you guys may even be familiar with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do the sloppy shuffle. I'm going to get the cards completely mixed up, putting face-up cards into face-down cards, just creating a big mess out of the entire deck. So once I've finished doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say put some cards on top of the deck here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prove to you that we have some cards. You have front face-up into face-down cards. We have face-down cards into face-up cards, and I'll even show you the part of the deck where we have face-up cards into face-up cards. So we have a complete mess out of the entire deck, and at this point I would tell you that obviously this card right here, the King of Clubs, that's not your card, so I'm going to have you hold on to it though, and this is the part of the trick where we go back in time. So what's going to happen is I'm going to snap my fingers and I'm going to show you that I can get all the cards to somehow be face down now. And to complete the mental image that you took earlier in the trick, you would need to be holding your selection, the King of Diamonds, in front of an entire face down pack of cards. So that is the trick. I hope you guys like this one. And if you want to learn how to do it, don't forget to stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so this card trick is really great for a number of reasons, and the first being that it is completely impromptu, and the second is that it is easy to perform. It does not require really any sleight of hands moves that are difficult or anything like that, and the third, that you can do this card trick with any deck of cards, so you can do this with a borrowed deck and you can perform it at any time. And also credit to Jay Sankey for this effect. Now let's get right into the tutorial. So like I just said, it is an impromptu trick, so you can start off. Okay, actually before you go up to your spectator, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bevel the deck a little bit, just like so, and I'll explain why you do that as we get into the tutorial. It makes this move at the end of the trick a lot easier, so you're going to want to bevel the deck a little bit, and from here you're ready to go. So you give the deck to your spectator, they shuffle up as much as they want, make the point that there's no setup or anything like that. And from here, what you're going to do is you can spread out the cards. You can even go like this in your hand. I would suggest if you're on a table, it makes it a little bit better if you can just spread out the cards face down. Makes them feel that the spectator, they have a completely free selection. So it does not matter. They can choose any card, and you're going to want to have them. You're going to have them turn it over. So you're going to explain to them that the whole premise of this trick relies on time travel, and you're going to say to your spectator that they're going to want to take a mental picture of this moment in time of them holding their selection, in this case the 7 of clubs, in front of a completely face down deck of cards. So once you have them do that, you're going to explain that it's going to be important later in this trick. You're going to have them put their card into the middle of the packet, somewhere, does not matter. And all you need to do is control their selection, in this case the 7 of clubs, to the top of the deck. The easiest way, I think, to do this is the way I did in the performance. You put the pack on, you have a small pinky break separating the rest of the pack from their selection here. You take half the cards from the break, put them down, the rest of the cards, put those down, and you put that final packet on, and you've just controlled their cards at the top. You guys can do that any way you want. Regardless, you just need to get their selection at the top of the pack. So at this point, what you need to do is you just need to do any shuffles, any false cuts you want to keep their card at the top of the deck. Just make it convincing that you're mixing up the pack. So easiest way is you do a riffle shuffle, maintaining that selection at the top. And if you guys are wondering what I did in the performance, so what I did is actually probably one of the most convincing ways you can mix up the pack by keeping it at the top. So I did an overhand shuffle. I first brought their card to the bottom, slid it off, finished those overhand shuffles, and then I just brought it right back to the top by taking about the bottom portion of these cards here, just sliding them off until I get to that very top card, and I've just brought their selection back to the top. Any way you guys want, just keep their selection at the top of the deck. So from here, what you're going to do is called the sloppy shuffle. I'm sure many of you guys know what it is. It's a classic shuffle, and it can be used in the trick slop or whatever. You guys probably seen that before. So what you're going to do is you're going to explain that to your spectator, and you can tell your spectator that it is a commonly used shuffle in Las Vegas. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your sloppy shuffle. So if you guys don't know what it is, I'm going to show you just really quickly. You're basically just taking 5 or so cards, 10 cards, just turning them over, and what it really does, it doesn't actually mix up the cards. You're basically putting face down cards into face up cards. You're not intertwining the cards at all. You're just separating them face down into face up cards, just like that. So that's what the slop shuffle is. And what Jay Sankey actually teaches, he teaches you to get a pinky break under the bottom most 2 cards. So what you're going to have is you're going to have the spectator's card, then you're going to have a random card. He teaches you to get a pinky break, separating these 2 cards here, and then do your slop shuffle all the way through with that pinky break. And I'm going to teach you guys right now a way you don't have to do that. You can if you want to, but I'm going to tell you guys you actually don't need to do that. So what you're going to do, I'll explain why you don't need to. So you're going to do your slop shuffle until you get all the way down. Like I just said, you're going to take about 5 to 10 cards, turn them over just like so. Do that slop shuffle until you get to the very bottom most cards here. So once you get to the last couple of cards, you want to be careful. So you have these last 3 cards, you have their selection, and then you have a random card. What you can do instead of getting the pinky break, so once you get here, you just got to be careful not to go past this card here so you don't accidentally flash their card. Once you get here, you're going to turn the packet up and bring these 2 cards to the top of the deck, just like that. So you can obviously use a pinky break in order to do that. It just, I don't know, it makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion, if you don't use a pinky break. Just make sure you're really careful you don't accidentally flash this card, their selection at the bottom of the packet. Either way, you just need to get a random card and their selection at the top of the deck. So from here, you're going to explain to your spectator and basically show them that all the cards are completely mixed up, but in reality, this is what the deck looks like. You have half face-up cards, half face-down cards, and then their 2 selections face up at the top of the deck. So what's going to happen is you're going to take about the bottom portion of the deck here, and you're going to say, okay, we have face down cards into face up cards. You're going to go towards the top portion of the deck. You're going to say, okay, we have face up cards into face down cards. And then this is the part where I said beveling the cards at the beginning of the trick makes this move a little bit easier. So you need to find the one point in the deck where you have face up cards to face up cards. And what makes it easier, you can kind of look. You're going to see this little crease right here. That's what beveling the cards does. It makes it easier to get to this position where you have face up cards. The one point in the deck where you have face up cards to face up cards. So once you will have this, you're going to tell your spectator, okay, we have face up cards to face up cards. You're going to kind of do this motion with your wrist here. What you're doing is you're turning this pile, it's either in your right or left hand, you're going to turn it so it has this card face down, and you're just going to place this other half packet right on top of it, just like that. You're keeping the the random card and then their selection at the top of the deck. So what you've done there is you've turned all the cards face down except those top 2 cards here. So you're almost at the end of the trick here. What you're going to do is you're going to tell your spectator, okay, obviously this isn't your selection, the king of diamonds. You're telling them that this isn't their selection. What you're doing here is you're doing a double lift. I'm sure all you guys know what it is. You're turning over 2 cards as one. You do your double lift. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to hand you the king of diamonds. But what you're really doing is you're handing them their original selection, these 7 of clubs. So this is really important. Make sure you don't have them turn it over yet. Just have the spectator, tell them to pinch onto it, just like so. Make the point, don't have them turn it over. So from here, you say, okay, this is the part of the trick where we go back in time. You can do whatever you want. You can either spin the deck like this, snap your fingers, and say, okay, the first part of that going back in time relies on me getting the deck back to its face and all face down position, just like this. So you're going to spread out the cards and show them that all the cards are face down, just like this. Then you're going to say, to complete the mental image that you took at the beginning of this trick, you would need to be holding your original selection, these 7 of clubs. And then that's basically completes the trick, and it completes their original mental image that they had at the beginning of the trick. So that is going to conclude the tutorial for this really cool time travel style card trick. As you guys saw from this tutorial, it's not too difficult to perform. It relies on, classic card control, moving a card to the top, doing some riffle shuffles, overhand shuffles, and then the slop shuffle. If you have any questions about what I explained in this tutorial, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. That is going to do it for this video. Once again, thank you guys for 14,000 subscribers. Once we hit the 15,000 subscriber landmark, I'm going to be having a giveaway. I'll be announcing that, so stay tuned for that. And if you like the video, leave it a thumbs up. Once again, if you are new here to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more card trick videos like this one. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.